Alright guys, Pickles the Guy, Jamaican YouTuber. Welcome back to my channel, and as you can see, there is something in my cup. It always has been, so I don't know why people doubt me. Actually, someone in my last video said to me that I should stop slurping, but the point of the videos is for the slurp, bro. The tea, the hot takes. It's not about the news, really, although it's what you guys get from it, but for me, it's about drinking and talking to you about stuff that usually other persons wouldn't talk about, but here we are. Lovely. Let's get straight into the video. The Olympic ticket lottery was disappointing for a number of persons here in the foreign diaspora. Is that the word we use? In the foreign community, because many persons were unable to get tickets. The demand is greater than the supply. So you're going to find that they don't have enough tickets for everybody who might want to go. In addition to this, 40%, is it 40% of tickets? A high percentage of tickets are actually sent to sponsors, officials, media personnel, and a lot of them get wasted. So you're going to see empty seats and persons outside not being able to get in because there are just not enough physical tickets available. And the fact that persons who get the tickets are not using them. Now, I mean, it's whatever, but please note, Tokyo plans to ban persons taking videos and posting on social media of any of the Olympic events happening next year, July to August or wherever, right? Now, especially for the opening ceremony, tickets cost as much as 2,700 US or 330,000 yen. And for the closing ceremony, it's about 220,000 yen for the most expensive tickets. They did advise that after the lottery, some persons may not be able to actually purchase the tickets that they wanted. So those tickets will actually go back into the public allotment or whatever. But don't hold your breath because it's Japan. Alright, so moving on from the Olympics to something a bit more positive. Rui Hachimura has been drafted into the NBA from the lottery draft that was last week, Thursday. Right, so he went number 8 or 9 to, was number 8 or 9? Number 8, I think, to the Washington Wizards. Now, here's the thing. Rui is a half Japanese, half Benin male who played for Gonzaga Division I team in NCAAs in America. Basketball. And Japan apparently, alright. For those living in Japan and who are familiar with Japanese culture, do you know, you watch Harry Potter? Those who watch Harry Potter, you know mudbloods, right? So halfus are like mudbloods. And so Harry Potter and Hermione are mudbloods. That's how it works. And so he would be half. There is a lot of, Alright, so here's the thing. Japan generally does not recognize persons who are half Japanese as being Japanese because they're not fully Japanese. Hence the name half, hafu or half, which is kind of weird because if you have dual nationalities with parents from different countries, you say, oh, I'm Jamaican and British, or I'm Italian, Irish, or whatever, right? But in Japan, they're very specific and OCD about things, except for men touching women in the train. But yeah, they're very OCD about things. And so if you're not fully Japanese, you're not actually accepted or integrated into the society as Japanese. So they only celebrate you when you do good. So for instance, when you become popular to the world. So Naomi Osaka, you know, no one really thought of her as Japanese until she beat Serena and won the Open, the tennis title. And then, you know, Nissin, they decided to lighten the mood and her skin tone in an anime, Prince of Tennis special, whatever. And, you know, they do this a lot. They do a lot of microaggressive things like trying to tell Naomi Osaka to answer in Japanese. And she said, no, I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to answer in English. You go, Naomi Osaka. You tell them that you do your own thing. You're not going to be up to there. So please watch out for the hypocrisy that will follow about he's being celebrated now, but like, if he didn't make it in the NBA, he would be just another half Japanese, half whatever to them. Next, and in another episode, so in another story for what the hell Japan, or Japan is not a real place, a 53-year-old man was living with his dead father for several months to receive his pension check. That's weird. 1, that's sick. 2, 3, creepy. The 53-year-old man the son stated that, he needed, he couldn't tell the authorities that his father had died because he needed the money and he would be broke and couldn't pay rent and that sort of thing. Without the pension. Pension in Japan is really a very controversial topic. The amount you have to pay depends on the city you live in, depends also on the salary you earn, and all sorts of other factors. If you have dependents, obviously that's persons that depend on you earning money, you send money back to your country, then your pension will be lowered. But Japan has become very stringent in how they want you to identify your dependents. You need the original birth certificates for them, as well as other stuff, which other countries just will accept a copy because the original is the original, right? But Japan being Japan, they want original of everything. Jesus. Right, so what happened was that persons realized that he was missing for a couple of months, not responding to calls and emails and that sort of thing. And they went to investigate and found the man found the man lying on a futon in the apartment or the home of the man in Saitama. I guess he was just lying around. He had nothing. He had nowhere to go. He was in no rush. But what gets to me is the smell. When bodies die, they start to decompose. Smell, the rotting smell. But then again, maybe, it didn't seem any different to him because I won't say it if you won't say it. Okay, right. So yeah, that's creepy and bad. But is it illegal though to claim things that don't belong to you? Oh, I don't know. Japan, what's going on? Let's skip forward. Right. Yeah. Weird. Only in Japan. Just Japan things. Hashtag just Japan things. Big up to Paris. Let's sweet pea. Just right. So things that are happening in Tokyo in the coming week, because for those who are in Japan, I like to start telling you about events that are happening so that you can support it and support the foreigners that are involved and that sort of thing. The first event is a black woman in Japan is having their annual summer barbecue. Their information is on the Facebook page somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to go, but it's about 4,000 yen for adults. I think you have to reply on their Facebook page. All right. It's all inclusive of food, tabehoda, I presume. 4,000 yen for adults, 2,500 for children. So it's a family friendly event. Go and support the black woman in Japan doing it big. In addition to that, there's a rum and bass cooler event on Sunday, June 30. So both events are on June 30. One starts from in the morning, which is the Black Woman in Japan barbecue. The other one starts in the afternoon. You can go there. It's up on, I think the cooler event's up until 9 p.m. If I'm not mistaken. Check out the event. Just search Rum and Bass Cooler Fest on the internet. You'll go to their page. It's 2,500 pre-sold. Those tickets are limited. Go early. At the gate, it's 4,000 yen. It's a bring your own bottle. And there's Caribbean food. And the Caribbean food is being made by a Jamaican. Lattice Kitchen. So support that. If you want to go there, eat some Jamaican food, drink your bottles of whatever, have some fun. Dancehall, Afrobeat, soca. There are going to be crazy ladies there. Let's go. And this is not me looking sponsors. If you have any events you want people to know about as a black person in Japan, as a creative in Japan, let me know. I'll put it in the video on Monday and whatever. All right, cool. Let's collaborate and let's build up networks and support our own people, foreigners in general. You know what I mean? We're out here in the struggles, man. We're out here. Quick anecdote for you guys. So in where Japanese kids seem to forget that Eikaiwa teachers are also teachers. Japanese kids tend to forget their place with foreigners as opposed to their Japanese teachers. In addition, my company is set up in a very laid back setting, and so the children feel that you're not a teacher per se, and so you have to remind them that you're an adult many times. Now, this child, let me give you a background for this story. This child actually, decent student, actually a pretty good student, speaks well. When I separate my classes in teams for the activities and games, I usually make their team name an amalgamation of the members of the team. For instance, so if Andre, Piggles, and Gaijin are on a team. The team name is Anpiga. Funny, right? No? Alright, cool. Alright, so fine. So I made a team name and we went back and forth about something, having a conversation. And he was saying some things, I said some things back to him. And then the young man decided to say to me, Damare. Now, Damare, for context, Japan doesn't really have bad words. But when used in certain contexts, it's rude and disrespectful. So basically, Damare means to shut the f up. This little elementary school kid, maybe 10, 11 years old, is telling a 33-year-old Jamaican man who is at least 100 kilos heavier than him to shut the F up. Hold my drink and my glasses for this. No, two things. One, I asked him in my most calm voice, do you do this at school, sir? Do you say this to your Japanese teacher at school? Do you say this to your elementary school teacher? You know what the boy said? He said, Muri desu. So I said, why the hell are you saying it here? And he said, hi. So muri means like never, impossible, it can't be done. So he's basically saying, I would never say that to my teacher at school. So where are we now? Are we in a park? Are we at a McDonald's, a Konbini? Where are we, young man? Because I want to know why you felt you could tell me, the person who is teaching you now, to shut the up. And then his reaction was like, oh, okay, for real, I shouldn't have said that. Then the students in the class obviously scolded him and said, hey, no. You're supposed to say something else. So he said, go in aside. So he said, I'm sorry. I forgave him, moved on, built up back the rapport, praised him when he did well in speaking English and in the game and stuff, and sent him on his way. Now, listen, when I was going to school, you think I could have told a teacher or the ancillary staff, the persons that clean the grounds, or the man that picks up the garbage, or the security guard at the gate to shut the F up? First of all, I would have been, my mouth would have been washed out with bitters and J's or whatever. My parents would have beat me to a pulp. Security guard or the teacher would have beat me to a pulp. And my parents would have beat me to a pulp. Right? It must be something in the food. The natto, the seaweed, the sushi, all that raw fish left them out raw. Because as a child, I could not ever say something disrespectful to a teacher. In no way, shape, or form. So I want to know, my fellow humans. Yeah, I'm whipped. I want to know, have you ever said something disrespectful? Twitter, shut up. Have you ever said something disrespectful to a teacher at a young age? Because in Jamaica, things are a bit different. I want to know if anywhere else in the world you're able to get away with that sort of thing. In the comments down below, guys, just let me know. Like, how do you handle disrespect as a teacher in your respective jobs? Or how do you handle disrespect in whatever job you do? I was in the financial services industry before I came here, so certain traits are transferable to my current job. But I didn't accept disrespect any at all. Because, first of all, we're human. We need to deal with people. We need to speak to people how we want to be spoken to. And some level of respect. I try to afford my kids respect regardless of their age and deal with them like that. When they start to be rude, then I deal with them like the kids and babies. But yeah, in the comments down below, let me know, guys, what you think. And if you want topics to be discussed, leave them comments, like, share, subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 by the end of August, guys. I'm at 6,957 now. Come, work with me. Now, beg you. And also, in the future, look out for tracks I'm going to be recording some songs in the coming months, so look out for that. Pick as the guys, Jamaican YouTuber. Ikiwa Show!